Hello everyone, and welcome to part 4 of my complete Hylics 2 guide. In the last one, we got all the way up to the dozier fight, and now everyone is a bug. So there is one new area you can actually go to now that everyone is a bug, and obviously I'm in New Moldal, and I'm going to show you that new area. Also in this one, it's basically just going to be the Sage Labyrinth, so if you already know how to get there, you're like trying to find your way through the Sage Labyrinth, you can just skip there. But if you don't know what I'm talking about, just keep watching. So, why can I not? Alright, I have to jump on this. So here's Blairl. He's kind of a bug now. But here's the new area you can go to. Well, it's not exactly new, but it's accessible now. See, now the guard is a bug to the treasury room. So now you're gonna get a whole bunch of bones. I think it's at least 200. It's a lot. I'm just gonna collect them all just because I want to. It's satisfying. Also, it's pretty good to have bones to spare in case you need to buy something. But at this point in the game, there's not really much you do need to buy. I mean, if you're not doing all the extra stuff with the sages, at this point you literally just go to the HylemXylem, beat the final boss. But there is another important item here besides this skull bomb. And that is the telescopic sleeve. It's one of the best gloves. It has a lot of speed plus power. And then the other thing is just the second organ fort, which is also pretty valuable. See, here's the telescopic sleeve. I like to give it to Samsnosa. Cause see, plus 60 speed. It means they always attack first. Unless it's like under some really special conditions, then this person will always attack first. But yeah, it's pretty good. It doesn't have the most power out of any glove, but it does have a lot of speed. I mean, a lot. So, I'm gonna give Deadmoon the organ fort. And that's it. Actually, are there any other garbs I'm forgetting about? Oh yeah, cursed gloves. A strategy that I would really recommend for the Sage Labyrinth is giving Pangorma, if you haven't already, give him an organ fort, or the loop dome work better. No, because speed down plus organ fort gives you a little bit more power. So yeah, just have him stick with the organ fort, or pretty much anything that does more than just give him a little bit more will or flesh. And equip him with the cursed gloves. So it may seem bad because, like, oh yeah, it's plus 24 power, most powerful glove in the game. However, it's vulnerability and burning. Now that may sound really bad, but if you use Link Mollusk on the enemies at the start, you can actually turn that into an advantage. So you'll see what I'm talking about once we get into the Sage Labyrinth. So now that you have the skull bomb, you need to go back to the old excavation site, where there's also another gesture to learn. You could have learned it at like the beginning of the game before you even went to New Moldal. Oh wait, no, not, because you need the new metaphor for that, the dash, this. So never mind, you can't do that, but you don't really need to fight any tough enemies to get to it, and the puzzle isn't too hard. And it's not even that good of a gesture. It's pretty specific, but when combined with foam armor, it can be pretty good. And what it's called is the nematode interface. When you use it, it looks like a little like spiny ring shows up, and it inflicts the user and the target with leaking. So the reason it's really good with foam armor is because it has no effect on you, while it deals, well, I think leaking does like the most, if not the second most amount of like status effect damage. So here's where it is. So yeah, with foam armor, I'd say it's better than a normal attack. So if you have will to spare, like if you don't have Samsosa charged up for Wave Artifice, try to, and she has foam armor on, try to let her use Nematode interface, because it's good. So yeah, you press this button, you go down here, it's Cupcake, Banana, and then you dash back to this intermediary island, and boom, dash back to the mainland. And boom, there's a wire. So now you're in here. I forget if there's any enemies. Oh yeah, the brain digits. Ah, it's another special glove. I think I gave these to Darus Moon, because in a lot of situations you want to have foam armor as quick as possible, so since it already gives you a lot of speed, it can be pretty good. Plus you never really use Darus Moon for like his raw power, so where it lacks in power, it definitely makes up for in speed. Plus -10 flesh. At this point in the game, that doesn't really matter, only if it's like -100 flesh. So you go down here, and here it is. The Nematode interface. Alright, so that's that, and you can glide back down. So here's where you use the skull bomb. You go down this little chute, and it leads to here. Here's the exit, the trampoline. And you'll see these tyros just kind of wandering around. I guess they're good tyros, but here's like here's the foreman. So he's like, oh, you brought the skull bomb, okay, put it in, and you get this little cutscene. And that was that. So now you can go down here, which is the Sage Labyrinth. And guess what? It's in first person. It's very stylistic, but oh yeah, and I like this. This is good game design. The first thing it tells you is that there's gonna be false walls. So yeah, it's pretty stylistic. And I like the choice that they made where they put it in first person. But, and there's a fake wall. This place is really nothing, but it will be useful later on in the Sage Labyrinth, so make sure you unveil it. And this just leads back to where we just were. And there's gonna be plenty of enemies, and they all look like this. There's a few new ones. It doesn't really need that much explanation. Just snap them away. And like the maze before, with the worm, after each battle, all your flesh and will is fully restored. Alright. So I'll charge up. So you could use the foam armor tactic for this, or the cursed gloves tactic, or a combination of both, which is what I'm going to use because I'm playing in hard mode. But you should definitely use either one. Don't just like try to snap your way through it, because the enemies are a lot tougher here. So see now, Link Mollusk. It applies his effects to everyone, and there's no other way to get vulnerability besides doing this tactic. And I guess if they already have vulnerability. I was hoping the Silm Vog would just use the stem cell on himself. Alright, Wave Artifice. And boom. The Silm Vog is dead, so we can't do any more healing. And yeah, look at all that damage from the telescopic sleeve. Really good. And I guess I don't need foam armor anymore. Oh yeah, did I say telescopic sleeve? It's that and the vulnerability. It practically doubles the amount of damage you do that turn. which is why when combined with Wave of Artifice, it is really good. A charged up one, I mean. So there's a fountain there if you need it. Here's one of the places. This is the next place you want to go if you want to like progress, I guess, the plot of the labyrinth. But I don't think there are any secret walls here. Oh yeah, also, if you don't want to move so slowly like this, turning around all the time, if you hold down Z, you move like this, but you can't like turn. You have to stop pressing it to actually turn around. So there's a few more enemies at this part, and here's the entrance. Yeah, there's another one. Is this a secret? No. This will come back later. So let's do this fight. 2 post dogs. Oof. And see, look at that. Even though Pangorma has vulnerable and burning, unless you actually use like Fate Sandbox on him, it won't go away. But even though the post dog attacked him, the vulnerable didn't go away. So that's important to note. So don't worry or like waste a turn making sure that doesn't happen, because the vulnerability will stay there. I think it's because it's a okay. Is that gonna waste the charge up? I think it's because it's a like a self-inflicted thing. I'm not sure. Maybe it's because like it's in the garb. I don't know, but that's just the way it works. So let's use Link Mollusk again. Also, the vulnerability and the enemies won't go away if they like take some damage from the burn. It's only a direct attack. Yikes. That's the bad side of that. Alright, alright. Yikes. I just have to have some snow, so use Wave Artifice, and this will be in the bag. But until then, yikes. Alright, guess I'll use Disillusion on him. And lightning on. Oh, right, I can't afford that because the Link Mollusk is expensive. Oh boy. Oh boy. Yes, okay, just in time. So, Wave Artifice. Oh, and the charge up stayed. That's good. Boom. So yeah, that's the strat. It's pretty much all I can offer on strategies, is just rinse and repeat that. Maybe you can change it up if you want, if you think you're ready to do that. But that strategy works every time. And if not, just use like a soul sponge. At this point, if you didn't stock up, which I didn't, you probably should. So if that happens, if one of your teammates dies, just do that. So there's a few hidden walls down here that contain some pretty important items. So I don't know their exact locations, but I know like the segment they're in. So like I'm pretty sure there's one around here. Nope. But there are a lot, so I don't want to say leave no wall unchecked, because a lot of like the middle ones, like these, they don't lead to anything. It's mainly like the corners. Alright, so there's the exit up, but I won't do anything. Here's where we're trying to get to, is past this thing. That's the current goal, and we will get there. We need to flip a few switches. The switches can get complicated, but I know how to handle them. Alright, so that's just the exit. I already went that way. That's another one-way exit. There's a lot of fake walls here, including a hidden enemy. Not a hidden boss, although there is a boss in this. This one. Boom! I'm sketty. Alright, so I'm gonna use the same strat. It's really the post dogs that serve a threat to this, because, like, if there's 2 in the last battle, then, you know, one of your teammates could die, and I was pretty close to that. I mean, Pongorm was at, like, what, 9 flesh? Or was that Samsnosa? It can be very close, so if that happens, like I said, just use a Soul Sponge. Alright, Link Mollusk. Not exactly sure why it's called that, but, I guess the one on the left kinda looks like a snail, which is a mollusk. Alright, also, to not waste the vulnerability, you can just brace if you want. Alright, it's not gonna kill everyone, but it's close. And boom. So the reason this cursed glove strat really works, pretty much only in the Sage Labyrinth. Multi-soul sponge, pretty good. Although, not rare at all, not one of a kind. There's another enemy. But the reason this strat works here is because after every battle, you're refreshed. So there's, like, no worry of having to scrounge up more bugs. Like, if you did this in Vuex's Edifice, although I don't know what context there would be for that to happen, Vuex's Edifice is, like, the place with the least bugs. Like, you have to actually go around the whole map to regain all your flesh and will. Like, in that situation, using the Curse Glove strategy is not good. I really don't want the Bomolog to use Tether Homunculus. That'd be really bad. If there's a way to charge up the Link Mollusk so that it does, like, worse effects, that'd be really good. Which I guess is why they didn't put it in the game, because it's only for each character's unique gesture, and that would just be too overpowered. He has Dissolute now. Jeez. Alright, but now we can use Wave Artifice. Alright. Takes care of those. That's good. Pongorma's gonna take some massive damage next time. And boom, he's dead. And he's dead. Also, look how many rewards you get after each fight. It's just like, spend however much you want, as long as it's not like a cloud germ. There's a muscle applique here. That I was sure of. Nothing there, even though it really looks like there should be. Alright. So that's back to the entrance. I think I got all the fake walls here. Yeah, I got all the fake walls. So here's the next segment you want to go to. There's this thing, which is nothing, I don't think. Yep. This is just I think that comes back later when you flip a few switches. So the next place you want to go to is right here. Boom, you go down. I don't think I missed anything there. Yeah, here's this thing. I both like and dislike how this is set up, where it seems so special, like it's in a hidden location, there's like columns leading up to it, and what do you get? You get a tarp. Now the tarp is in the first game too, and it has exactly the same function. It's an accessory, and just look at the stats. It gets rid of all negative status effects, except for the ones from equipment, so, using it with the cursed gloves is useless. Plus, you get no speed, so you always attack last. And in some RPGs, that could be a good thing, you know, like, depending on what status effects you have on, what type of character it is. But in this, that's the last thing you want. So in Hylics 2, never equip the tarp. It's useless. So here's this thing. I thought this was a secret wall earlier, and it technically is, but you can't just break it down. You have to flip the switch. So there's a few more monsters to fight. And 2 more switches to flip. But beyond that, and some hidden walls, that's pretty much the Sage Labyrinth. Then you just make your way to the hidden boss. Although I'm heavily simplifying it. I'm not even halfway through the Sage Labyrinth. Oh yeah, weird thing about that, the Spectre move only used by that guy gives Dissolute to everyone. Really the only other enemy who can actually inflict Dissolute on you, I think. Or at least he's the only enemy that comes up enough for me to think that. Alright, almost dead. Oh, didn't mean that. But Spectre, in the first game, when you like transition through each act, like the very beginning of the game, when the guy uses the move Spectre, that guy shows up, like the guy with 6 holes in his head. It's weird, and I don't know why it shows up. Oh god, this guy. Guess I'll keep using the same strategy. Yeah, that guy. 6 holes in his head. And I don't even know what purpose he fulfills in the first Hylics game. He's just kind of a guy that's there. He's not some omnipotent god. He's just a guy. Alright, this isn't gonna pan out too well, but it'll almost kill everyone. Yeah. So, 3 people almost dead, and... Alright. So see, the strategy isn't perfect, but it still is the best one to use in the Sage Labyrinth, by far. And boom, okay, thank you for not using a reactive shield. Alright. So, back to exploring the Sage Labyrinth. That's where I just was. That's nothing. Ah, there's still another one. Jeez. Alright, we're almost to the next switch, though. Ah, yeah, here's a false wall. It's this thing. Leptide Bodkins. Sometimes I just call it Pepto-Bismol, because it's simpler. But you want to give this special glove to Wayne. It's a little less flush. Again, that doesn't matter at this point. But inflicts poison, which is really good. Plus, it has a little bit above average power compared to the pleather gauge. It has 4 more. Plus, a little bit more, well, never hurts. So yeah, that's that. I just remembered I might have missed one false wall earlier on. It had, I think... It was definitely 2 items that were, like, not exclusive. It was like 2 soul sponges or something. So, if you're exploring more in depth at the first part, look out for that. I know it was by the beginning. I just forgot to get it, because it's not important. But if you really want to get that, then, go get that. Although I should probably go back for it, because it's 100% run. Although I'm still saying it, so it still counts. Alright. Link mollusk. And wave artifice. Why didn't I get pool line when there were no pool men in that fight? That's odd. Alright. Just want to make sure I'm not missing anything. And there's the next switch. And see, you saw this before, and yeah, it's an exit only. What's down here? Oh, yeah, it's just a loop. Yeah, don't go down there. Or up there. Don't go up and then down there. Also, before I flip the switch, I want to make sure there's nothing important I'm forgetting. These walls, nope. Alright, so you flip this switch, and it brings everything that way. So there is a paper cup in here, and I don't know if it's on this segment, on the flip of the second switch, or if it's later on. But I just want to make sure. And so there's the first switch, yep. Now the area you want to go to is, if you remember that ladder that led down to that, the lowest level at the beginning, you want to get to that ladder going up. So, you want to take it this way, and you're trying to get to that side over there. So you take this little hole down, and you're gonna want to try to find that ladder again. It's not in this segment. I want to make sure I didn't miss that one thing. Or anything. Yeah, there it is. Okay. Here was... Oh. Yeah, I guess I forgot about this one, too. One's another hidden enemy. Is there anything over here? No. Ah, yes, here it is. Yeah, here's the thing I was talking about. A multi-coffee and a cookie. So, past that, and a few more later on, I've gotten everything in the Sage Labyrinth. So again, same strat. Although there's 2 of the Spectrum guys. What are they even called? Coiffed Stalkers. So I get those guys again, plus a pool main. Probably should have had Deadest Moon use Soul Crisper. Never mind, he didn't multiply. And now he's poisoned too. So there is a way to inflict every status in the game on your enemies, except for squeezed or cranial gloom, but the technical term is squeezed. When there's like a hand that over your teammate's head that heavily reduces their power, makes it down to like 10% of what it was before. Yeah, you can't inflict that. But other than squeezed, you can inflict everything on them. Wave artifice. Oh yeah, and stunned. You can inflict stunned. Because to do that, you'd have to use Link Mollusk. But you can't use Link Mollusk when you're stunned. Because you're already stunned. So how are you supposed to use a move when you're stunned? And there's no other enemy besides the... I forgot their name again. The Servants of Odozier. Little pointy-headed fellows. They're really the only other enemies that use an ability that makes them stunned, so... Alright, so the ladder going up is this way? No, it's the other way. It's over here. Yeah, over there. And again, we're trying to go past here, which we're about to do. So, boom, instantly, you're back up. Things are gonna look a bit different from last you saw. You can go back this way. Here's a fountain again. But yeah, now that way is cut off. Oh wait, no, it's right there. But I'm not sure you want to flip the switch yet. I need to check out that one ladder. Where is it? Ah, how did I lose it already? There's that one ladder. Yeah, here. Want to make sure... Yeah, you want to go up here. Don't flip that switch yet. Because I think that'll just reverse everything back to normal. So, I guess we'll go up here first. Here's where the sage is. You get another loop dome, like on top of Odozier's place. And, the deep key. Remember, way back with the second platformer? If you beat it, that's what you get. And here's where you use it. So everything was hinting at this. I'm pretty sure there's nothing here. I always want to double check. Alright, I just went backwards up a ladder. It's probably dangerous. I know there's no fake walls in the windows. That is a fact. Because it's not really a wall, it's a window. How could there be? But also, I've checked every wall before, and nope, windows ain't one of them. Just gonna double check this stuff before. It's these segments that you want to rush that... Excuse me. That usually hold secrets, but in this, they don't. So that's that. So now, up to here. Or down. I'm not sure which direction we went. But yeah, you can dash over here. Here's the umbrella. Weird thing you can do. All of his, like, limbs are long gloves. So you can pick those up. If you want, you can sell them to that guy if you're willing to go back. And this is the Sage of Satellites. He gives you the Sage token and the single glove, which is yet another special glove. So everyone already has their own special one. But it halves all will costs. So Wayne has the Pepto-Bismol, some stuff says telescopic sleeve, cursed gloves. You have brain digits, which improves speed. But I think because he has the least will out of anyone, I'm gonna give him the single glove instead of the brain digits. And when I'm out of the Sage Labyrinth, I'm going to... Oh wait, no. Even if there's another enemy, I'm gonna fight the boss next. So I'm gonna give the brain digits to Pangorma. Because if you're not using the Cursed Glove strat, you want him to have either the most speed or the second most speed. And in my case, he has the second most, which is fine. Alright, so that was that area. You can go back down. And if you listen to what the sage was saying, he said that there's like a boss here, so that you can activate the sage airship, which we will explore at the beginning of the next video, as well as go to the final boss and finish that up. So part 5 is gonna be the finale. Might be a bit longer than the other parts, I don't know yet. So there's still a paper cup we need to find. It's somewhere in here. Forgot exactly where it is, but we'll try to find it. It is very important. You can't just skip the paper cup. Permanent will bonus of 25. And there's only another one in the game. And this one, hard to find. So down there leads to the boss. I don't want to do that just yet. Oh wait, no, it doesn't lead to the boss. No, it's like a special hall. Where does this lead then? Leads, oh yeah, past the cat. Right, okay. Yeah, and then something, there it is. There's the paper cup. Alright. So I like subconsciously knew the whole time. That's good. So now I think we want to just go directly back up, like this way. Is this the way we want to go? Alright, there's a switch to flip. Boom. And if this is the correct one, then I know exactly where the boss is. Yep, you'll see this false wall has been uncovered. No secrets in this room, but I think there is like a false wall down here somewhere. I don't know, there's a lot of walls, so I'll try to check them all. I want to make sure I don't miss anything. Yeah, here's a secret one here. Multi-stem cell and a multi-stem cell. Pretty good healing items, but again, not spectacular. Not exclusive. And here's where the boss is. So you run down here, and something approacheth. And boom! The hidden 4th boss. Or I guess 5th? You do this before the Gibby fight, so... So, I think he does have a move that's like Sacrifice Flame, so I'm gonna try to take care of that. So, Pangorma's gonna attack next. I'm gonna try to get rid of the flames. But, this boss kinda reminds me of an enemy from Earthbound. It's when you first get to Fourside. If you ever played Earthbound, you'll know what I'm talking about. Hopefully. It's when you first get to Fourside, and you just see this taxi, and you're like, oh, I'll go up to it. And it's actually an enemy. And, like, it blinds you with its exhaust, and it just runs you over. And that's what this reminds me of. It's just some enemy that runs you over. Alright, I'll destroy at least one flame, that's good. And now you can get a good idea of how much health the Motor Hunter has. He's not actually that hard. Alright, good. I don't have to deal with any sacrifice flames. And boom, look at that. Now, because of the single glove, Dr. Moon pretty much has the most will. He has basically 144, which is more than Samsnosa even. So now I'm gonna put a bunch of debuffs on him, so I need discorporating, as well as lagging. But he doesn't have that much speed. He's just not that noteworthy. But he is a cool boss. I just don't think he's at least as hard as the other bosses. Is he well designed for a boss? I guess so. I think like Vuax is a better fight. Oh, the Odozier fight is definitely my second favorite fight behind the final boss. And the final boss theme. Fancy meat computer. Oh, that's a banger. Yeah, he knows that move. It's probably his most powerful. Does about 20 damage to everyone, but it's vulnerable, so. Alright. Guess I can use nematode interface. Because now that Simpson says foam armor, it won't do anything. And now lightning. And just like that, he's already at half health with both of his minions gone. With heavy debuffs. Is there any debuff I haven't put on him that I can? No. So I guess now I just have to brute force snap him the rest of the time. Oh yeah, look at that. Loses over 60 flesh per turn. Oh wait, was he losing flesh? I don't know, but he's... Wait, how much does he lose per turn? He has poison, leaking, and burning. Yeah, look how much he loses. Exactly 60 per turn. And boom. Alright, and that's where we came from. Just want to check all these walls. Also, fun fact, if you approach him like this where you hold on Z and you just go this way, you can just see like the edge of him, and you can see that he's like a flat enemy. It's pretty interesting. Alright, just want to check the rest of these walls. Pretty sure there's nothing. I just thought there was a fake wall. Yep, nothing. Thankfully, you do move pretty fast while doing this. I'll flip that switch in just a second. There's a cloud germ back here. Again, best healing item. And there's the exit. So I'll flip the switch. And another cutscene. And there's the Sage airship. I don't know why it's in the water, or why that switch activates it, but there it is. Also, because this video was a lot shorter than I anticipated, and to make the finale a bit more, to make the finale a bit shorter, even though I know that's gonna be like not an hour long, I'm gonna include the Sage airship in this. So now to exit, you just gotta go back here. And finally, we're out of first person. Alright, it's refreshing to be out of the labyrinth, because you're in there for so long. It gets claustrophobic. Although, I don't have claustrophobia at all. Alright, let's get on out of here and go to the Sage Labyrinth. Now the way not the Sage Labyrinth, the Sage Airship, the way you find it, it's pretty obvious. You probably already know how to get to it if you don't already. It's in the air, so, what you gotta do, no, not a new model. What you gotta do is, let me get to my airship. Alright, that's the one thing I don't like about Hylics 2 is the loading times are a lot longer than in the first game. In the first game, pretty much everything is instantaneous. Though the loading screens aren't that long, they're not like GTA loading screens or anything. So yeah. If you don't know already, it's in the air, so just call your airship. Also, another thing, let's drink out of the paper cup first. Yeah, there's a lot of lore with Pangormo when you talk to him on the airship. He was around, like in the first game, I don't know if the first game takes place during or after the Age of the Sages. Gibby Redivivus talks about that a bit, but Pangorma was like a knight of that. He was called the Dark Knight in the first game. Pangorma the Dark Knight, but in this one, he actually likes the planet now, instead of being a douche that you have to fight to make him join your team. And he was obviously denied by the sages. Let's see what the others have to say. Oh yeah, in the first game you can snap all the bugs to get power, because Samsnosa, you never really got new garbs for her, so that's how it worked. That's some pretty good game design. And there's a bit of the humor. And this thing right here, it kind of looks like a token, and it may not seem that way because it doesn't look like a token. But once you actually place some of the Sage tokens on the Sage airship, you'll know what I mean, because they look like that. So you just gotta fly up, not in any like specific location, just kind of fly up. And let's try to find the airship. There it is. So it moves only a little bit slower than you, so if you want to get there faster, try to do what I'm doing and like anticipate where you and it are gonna meet, and boom, you just crash into it and you dash over to the airship. There's a little bit of platforming in this, so I recommend you glide every time you jump. So let's start at the top and work our way to the bottom. If you go up here, grab this bone, and jump your way up on here, there's yet another ladder. Also, if you listen, okay, I have a few things to say. That's what the token looks like, so looks like the thing on the engine. And if you, muscle up leak. If you listen, the Sage airship has its own theme, which is pretty cool. It even has its pretty unique sound. There's a few of these guys that look like the first Sage. There's that bones. It's like, see, this is probably the most difficult platforming in the whole game, because if you don't glide, the perspective is pretty weird. I don't even know if it is the toughest platforming in the whole game. Maybe something new mobile, but whatever. I'm just saying that it's a lot easier to glide than it is to just fall. So there's where you learn it from. So you need to finish putting in the rest of the Sage tokens. Yes, okay. They all look like that, like mollusks. Like the thing on the left from the link, mollusk. Then you go back down here. And there's another one of those things. It's like a really chubby face with a... It's like a afro almost. Alright, there's that. There's also a little thing down here containing a multi-juice. Pretty good. Not as good as a cloud germ, but it will suffice. Alright, so we're about to learn the best gesture and the final gesture in the whole game. And it's called Bombogenesis. Similar to the Legend of Melting Power from the first game, it's just this thing that uses in this one literally all of your will, not just 200 of one, all of your crew members' will to do a big attack. It's like, depending on how much will you have, it's like 200 damage to every enemy. So yeah, I'd say it's a pretty good move. Whenever I'll just be back on my airship. So, either way. Oh yeah, I said I was gonna end it there. So, next time we'll take on the HylemXylem over here. Let me just save really quick. I hope you enjoyed this video. 5 hours. So, we're gonna finish at about, 6 hours, 30 minutes. This is a finished run. Also on hard mode. But I have to explain a few things in this and get every item, so that's why this one's gonna take a bit longer. So, thanks for watching. I hope to see you in the finale, and goodbye.